Okay, so after I filmed that other video, I was sitting and I was thinking like I need a crazy video, story time video to tell. And I figured I'd tell about the time that I personally was attacked by a fly. So a few years ago, when we were living in Montgomery, we were at my mom's friend's house, and we were sitting eating lunch because I didn't have lunch. I went to a private school. I got out before lunch, so I got to go home and eat lunch. I was sitting at her table. Her daughter and her son were sick. I think it was like a cold. One of them got sick and passed it on to the other one. But anyway, my mom needed somewhere for me to go, and I got to babysit, so that's money. But anyway, sitting at her friend's house, watching her kids and everything, and I'm like, okay, fix me a sandwich, because it was lunchtime. I fixed me a sandwich. I'm sitting at the table doing my homework, eating me a sandwich, and the patio door was open, so of course, anything could fly in and fly out. So there's this fly. It is this one freaking fly. It was a huge ass fly, by the way. It was like literally like this big, no lie. So the fly flies in. He lands on the wall. I look at the fly. I'm like, it's just a fly. I thought it was pretty weird because it was a giant fly, but I'm like, eh. So I ignore the fly, go back to my work, finish my sandwich, put the sandwich in. I put the plate that I had the sandwich in the sink to wash it when I was done. I go back to doing my homework. This fly is sitting on my math book. So I'm shooing it away. He flies away. He comes back onto my math book right as I'm turning a page. So I'm like, well, either he's gonna die or he's gonna move. So I flip the page. When I flip the page, he flies off, then flies right back onto the page that I was just turned to. And I'm like, really? Like, I thought something was weird with that, but I'm like, no, it's probably just me because, stuff like this will only happen to me, but it's more than likely just me. So I'm like, okay, ignoring the fly again, because I'm like, okay, if I don't bother him, he won't bother me. I just want to finish my work and be done. So I'm finishing my math homework. So I'm going to close the book. Like this whole time, the fly just stood there. So usually flies fly away other places. No, this fly sat on my math book and watched me. So I'm like, okay, finish my math homework, closed the book. The fly flew out of the book and sat on top of the math book. Yes, there is a lamp right here because I needed somewhat of good lighting until I can get some good lighting lamps or whatever those lightings are that you see at photo shoots or whatever. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. But close the math book. He flies on top of the math book. I'm like, okay. So I'm going to history to do my history homework. It was like, really, it was just answering, those multiple choice questions, but it was an open book thing. So I'm like, cool. Not that the teacher would know regardless, because she just said, take this paper home, do it, turn it in tomorrow. Cool. So I opened the math book to see it. I mean, not the math book, the history book to see at least where, a good idea of where I'm going to find my answers. Tell me why the fly flew off the math book and onto the page that I was currently looking at. I'm like, okay, this is a setup. This is like one of those toy flies. Like, there's no way this is an actual fly. This has got to be a toy fly. Because it made no sense why it was like bothering me. Well, not bothering me. It was staring at me the whole time like it was trying to, I don't know, figure me out, read my mind or whatever. I don't know. I figured it was like a toy fly. Those little bug things you buy. They're like cameras on it, but they're not supposed to be conspicuous. I'm thinking that's what it is. And it's not, because when I decided that I was just going to take it by surprise and shut it in the history book and be done with it, I just have to clean it up. I go to close the history book. And I thought I caught him. I really did, because when I opened it back, I flipped through that whole book. He was not there. There was no print of him. There wasn't even a blood. There was nothing. No sign that he was there. So I'm like, well, maybe he flew back outside. I had to get up to get me a glass of water. I come back and the fly is on the wall right behind my head. And I'm sitting there wondering, well, has he been there this whole time? Am I losing my mind? So I'm going yet again to shoo him away. And I'm like, well, maybe if I shoo him outside, he'll stay out there. I'll close the patio door. I started shooing the thing, and he literally hits me in the head. Like well, not hits me. He flies into my face, and it's like I felt like I was hitting the head. It was a big ass fly. So I'm like, nope, that was in my head. So I keep trying to shoot him out, and the more I was shooting him out, it's like he would dodge me, but I keep getting hit like in the face or like in the hand or something. And I'm like, okay, this is a freaking toy. This is not right. But then it didn't feel like a toy. Usually with toys, even if it's a camera, it hurts. You can feel like the block or whatever it is, like the plastic or whatever it is they use to make the toy. But no, this was a real ass bug, like a real live bug. And I kind of started to freak out because I hate germs and flies carry so many. And I'm just inside my head, I got to hurry up and get them out. I got to hurry up and get them out because I need to clean my face. Like, I had my makeup on and everything, but I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'll just have to take it all off and be done with it. This is how bad it was. I mean, only I get attacked by a fly. Who in the world gets attacked by a bug? Me. Me. Only me in this whole world will get attacked by a mother loving fly. It's just, I think it's because they know I just, oh, excuse me. I despise bugs with a passion. In our house in Augusta, we had a caterpillar infestation. It's like that, well, not really caterpillars. There were more than one different kind of caterpillar, but they were mainly those moth ones, like the regular moth ones. And then we also had a moth problem on top of a moth caterpillar problem. Those green, and I get the ones, the leafy looking ones, the ones that look like leaves. Like if you don't pay no attention, they're leaves. Yeah, we had a lot of them. That's what happens when you live around trees. So I told my mother, wherever we go, we're not living around a tree. I am all for helping and saving the environment, save the trees, woohoo. But I don't want to live around them. If it was up to me, if I had to live around a tree, them bitches getting chopped. I'm sorry, I probably would get so much hate from it, but people don't realize what it is to live around so many trees. Like, seriously, if you've ever seen any snap of mine, I lived around a lot of trees. I practically lived in the forest. Like, that's just how many trees it was. It was just like a little, like a village in a forest, like a fairy tale village in a forest. It's like, you got this village with all these houses, but then you go out so far and there are trees everywhere. Like, you gotta walk for like 3 days to get to the next village, basically. That's how bad it was. So it's like, if it's up to me, if I have to live around trees, I'm chopping them down and I'm using them for firewood. I am sorry. I would love to save the environment, and I'm all for saving the trees and, preserving them because we do need trees. We really do. But I don't want to live around them. I don't do country. I don't do nature. I prefer to live where there is Wi Fi, air, and a working toilet and a shower. If I can't have that, I don't want it. I don't go camping. I don't go outside. I am a prissy little thing. Okay, I despise dirt and sand and all the germs and just everything. I'd rather stay away from it, honestly. But yes, that is my little ramble about how I was attacked by a fly. Even though, it kind of trailed off into something completely different, but still, that's my little story time about when I was attacked by a fly. It was a little ramble, a little rant. It needed to be done. You know, I'm proud of it. I'm happy. Have a nice day. Subscribe.